So I started playing Yoshi and the Mysterious Book on the Nintendo Switch 2. The aim of the game seems to be related to finding and naming little creatures that are spread out across the world. As you progress through the book, more pages with more creatures might appear, and you need to work out how to interact with them, whether it's shoot an egg at them, lick them, jump on them, get them to jump on your back. There's so many different things you can do to interact with these creatures. I've played a few areas, searched for little creatures throughout the stages, but I was longing for something. Something was missing. Where's the challenge? Where's the danger? I recognize these creatures from older Yoshi games. I recognize the beautiful Yoshi's Island. But what happened? Why is everything so friendly? I can't take damage when I bump into these mobs. I have nothing to fear in this game. I can take my time exploring, but never really progress in the world. You do a section, and then it will go back to it and say, "Oh, there's a new creature to find," and you go and explore it, but it's a similar location. So I found myself going straight back to Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. This new Yoshi game made me want to play a traditional side-scrolling platformer, one where there's danger, one where every stage has a beginning, middle, and end. Each stage has its challenges, sometimes unique to the rest of the game. So why can't the new Yoshi's games do that? Because for some unknown reason, Yoshi's games have all been different. They all have a different mechanic. But why fix what isn't broken? Why tease these stunning looking Yoshi games that give pure Yoshi's Island vibes? Give me the traditional platformer and add these cool mechanics to part of that game. Don't create a whole game of the same mechanic. Yoshi had become a test subject for Nintendo. I feel they are always missing the most important feature for Yoshi: courage. On the SNES version, all the Yoshis got together and said, "We're going to save this baby and his brother." So now I'm playing Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo and getting more fun out of this game once again than trying to play one of these newer games. Don't get me wrong, it had its quirks as well. Like, you would transform into a helicopter to fly over a stage, or turn into a mole to search under the ground for red coins. But they fit perfectly into the stage. Turning into Super Baby Mario was so much fun. All the bosses transformed into something different, like a bigger version of themselves. One of them would swallow you, then you had to fight from inside them. And these were all different to Super Mario World, for example. And then, you even had the stages that had you thinking. There was some where you were completely in a maze, somewhere you're in a castle, Boo's castle, Bowser's castle. All of them had different styles of play in different ways. That were just so good. Then the animations, perfect. Each enemy had a character that oozed charm. Like, they just looked and played and were different. Even the fuzzies that made you loopy in those stages. That was so good. Then the music, that intro, the boom, 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 boom. That's my notification on my phone. I've used it forever. The stages all have that most perfect score of music that fit like magic. The sound effects too. Shooting pips out of the watermelon, so satisfying when you hit something with an egg. The sound of Yoshi when he hits the water. All of it was just so well made. I love it. Yes, there are things you can complain about. Baby Mario's cry, for one thing. But I honestly didn't mind it as a kid. Even now when I play it, it doesn't faze me too much. Like, I'm pretty quick to get him back. Unless he's, behind a rock and I can't get to him or something, that's frustrating. But it doesn't really deter from the game. That's what the gameplay is. And then you got those awesome 3D animations at the beginning of the game. And then that awesome music at the end of the game when you clock it. Just perfect. To me, it's hard to say there's a flaw in Yoshi's Island. I can't see one. And I'd argue with anyone if they said there was one. Even the box art. The blue monster on there. Yoshi with Baby Mario on his back. Holding Baby Mario with his hand up. I love the look of it. You just like, it pulls you in. It's my favorite cover art for any game. The only one that comes close to it is the box art. No, sorry, the game manual from Mario 64 when Bowser's burning him from behind and he's jumping over the castle wall. I love that one too. You can tell Yoshi's Island holds a special place in my heart. But even more so for this reason. When I was a kid and this game was coming out, I was begging my parents for it. My birthday was coming up, and all I wanted to do was play this new platformer from Nintendo. One night, I was looking for something under my brother's bed. We shared a room at the time. And I found the game. I couldn't believe it. Like, is this real? I almost started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, I found the game. I didn't mean it. Anyway, my mum had hid it in my room. And the reason why she did that was because I was very notorious for finding and looking for my presents early. But she knew I wouldn't be looking around in my own room. And I swear I wasn't looking for it. I swear. I put it back under, sat on the floor for a second, trying to decide whether I should play it or not. So I went out and I told her, and she smiled and said, "It's okay, you can have it early." So, this says it all. Yoshi's Island is my favorite game of all time, for its gorgeous graphics, amazing gameplay, and my heartfelt memory of it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget, in gaming, you can always respawn and replay. Catch you next time.